Hello, my turtle friends. Let's see how you are doing today. So, first of all, this is a water turtle. It doesn't have to be a water turtle, of course. I personally have a strong preference for sea turtles, but let's see how this goes. Turtle, ancient soul, grounded, trusting, at home in the self. Oh, that's very powerful. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. Like the beaver, the turtle has a strong relationship with the earth and water elements simultaneously. This helps to ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life, no matter where their travels lead them. Turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all the other books and begin to tell our own true tale. When in balance, peaceful, adventurous, and productive. When out of balance, slows down to a halt. To bring into balance, an adventure. All right. Maybe it's the time of year. People are, at least in the northern hemisphere, there's a lot of vacation time around now. So maybe that's what's going on. So, taking a look at your tea leaf cards, which are here to help you determine whether or not this is your reading, we have wealth and carriage. Carriage is a journey, either physical or mental. Wealth, of course, it's just wealth. Then we have cane, pay attention to your health, and ant, work, achievement, success. Unfortunately, we also have broken wishbone, which is wish will not be granted. And it is next to happiness, which that's a little concerning. Definitely have to ask about that one. Or, maybe you know what it's about. But I certainly hope that your happiness is not at stake here. Although, even if it is, remember that the wheel of fortune is always turning. And things will change. Let's see what your tarot has to say about why you are here. So yesterday's reading was the camel. Today is the turtle. And both have some pretty strong references to travel. But again, it is the vacation time of year as I'm doing this reading. My readings are intended to be timeless, so they should apply at any time whenever you come across them. But who knows? Maybe it's a factor. What else do we need to talk about here? Oh dear. All right. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Seven of Swords in the upright, and Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is someone who has, remember, doesn't matter, male or female, but this is somebody who has either blocked their own progress through a lack of belief. That may have manifested through a lack of effort, but the lack of belief came first. The Seven of Swords is deceit, betrayal, lies. But we always start out with lies to ourselves. I think we lie to ourselves more than we lie to anyone else. The Seven of Pentacles is next to it, suggesting that inner work is not happening. It's needed. There is definitely a need to invest in the self. Whether it is in career goals or more self-development kind of thing, that investment has not taken place, and this Queen of Pentacles has no interest in pursuing that. It may be that this is someone who has tried to get ahead through less honest means, shall we say. All right. I certainly hope this isn't you. But not that having this person in your life would be a good thing, no matter who they are. Now we have a Knight of Wands. This is in the upright, and oddly enough, very oddly, is a water creature, a dolphin. The Wands element is fire, and the Knight of Wands would most definitely not be water, the water aspect of fire. So that's all very odd. Now we have the Ten of Swords, and a starfish has been impaled, which is very unfortunate for the starfish. And once again, this is a suit of air. I would not, I don't know. What's with all the sea creatures in these non-watery suits? So the Knight of Wands should honestly be the fiery aspect of fire, because they are action-oriented, movement-oriented. Well, one would hope that the King of Wands would be the earth aspect of fire, and the Queen of Wands would be the water aspect of fire. Oh, now we have the King of Pentacles. All right. So we have here an ending, a very painful ending, between a Knight of Wands and a King of Pentacles. So this would be the fiery aspect, or not fire, the earth aspect of earth. And should be the fire aspect of fire. So perhaps two very stubborn, set in their ways people in their own right. No wonder the whole thing fell apart. If neither one was willing to compromise, meet each other in the middle. Look at them, they're both facing away. All right. I can see why it ended, whatever the situation was. I'm not quite sure how this Queen of Pentacles played a role here. Maybe just a third party in some way. Now we have the Wheel of Fortune. This could have been, you know, oh, never mind. All right, so this is was a romantic connection, soul connection possibly. With the Two of Cups, there's some element of deeper potential, or very deep potential. It could also be inner union, but given the cards that are already out, I'm not going with that. So this is in the past. All right. Perhaps this is simply the environment in which this took place. A lack of honest, open communication, lack of development, could easily be on both parties. But this environment was not conducive to any sort of coming together, that's for sure. Looks like two stubborn people going their own ways. And the Wheel of Fortune turning. Two of Cups and the Fool, the leap of faith. Now I'm wondering, who is this Two of Cups referring to? A new connection? Or past? chimes are ringing. I don't know if you can hear them. There we go. Anyway. So the sun, of course, is happiness. Even in reverse, it's happiness. It's just a lesser sort of happiness. The big issue with the sun's happiness is that it's not a lasting happiness. It's an intense happiness, but it doesn't last. And having it in the uncertainty position, I'm getting that it was never rooted in anything. Very much a fleeting kind of thing. Not manic, which I might get with the sun in reverse, or a false happiness, which I attribute to substance use. Ace of Wands, Two of Cups, Ace of Wands. So a very fleeting happiness, inspiring, very inspiring and passionate. Oops. And yet, now we have the Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving, diligent. In the upright, you know, very, lots of integrity, but, and diligent, slow and steady, but very slow. But in this case, I would say this is a very uncertain knight, unsure of their direction. All right, that may be where you're at. You're just not sure about what you should be doing, where to go from here. You've made the Fool's Leap, it looks like. That is the leap of faith. What have you leapt into? What does the universe have to say to you? All right, you are indeed very confused by what's going on, and the universe is calling for you to get rid of a lot of stuff. And it looks like this stuff is mostly mental stuff. That can I'm not sure how to describe this. So they have shown that psychologically speaking, cleaning up your space, even if it's just straightening out your sock drawer, can help you straighten out your mind. Somehow the act of creating physical order around you can help you with sorting out whatever it is that's on your mind. And it looks like there is a lot on your mind, a lot of things coming to the surface. I do see this as the Moon card in tarot, and you have a lot of things to work through. You have a lot of heart issues, hopefully not physical ones. I was referring to love, desire, affection, fulfillment, kindness, forgiveness, acceptance, kindness. Did I say that right? Passion too, but right now, that's all very hidden. I'm not sure if you're hiding it from yourself or you're hiding what's going on with you from the world at large. But something is happening, and you don't have control over it. Yeah. So crows are, for whatever reason, associated with mystery and magic. They are clever problem solvers, of course. They are observant, highly intelligent, have good memories. They're also playful. But I think within you, there's a big change happening, a revolution. You are breaking free of something. Convention, thinking outside of the box, becoming a rebel, rebelling against your own life, perhaps, your own programming, becoming a risk taker. What else do you need to know? I knew it. With the Fool, illumination, magical self-discovery, soul spark, creative spark. You are becoming. In Taoism, the term a fully realized human is the term used to describe somebody who has done a lot of inner work, who has cultivated themselves. And that's sort of becoming your true self. Of course, you're always your true self, but you're more conscious, aware. Oh, wow. Once again, we have problem solving. Do you have lots of problems? We also have you, or man, you or the person on your mind. You are becoming a lighthouse. You are becoming, your inner guidance system is coming online, and you will be able to illuminate the right direction for yourself and for others. You will gain clarity. Right now you are in this very unclear state, but it is temporary. You will be able to find the right direction, plot your course, gain clarity. That seems to be the big issue right now for you. Okay. I can see that it's likely that one of these two people here that originally came out played a role in this journey of yours. This is, of course, an inner journey. Whether you moved or not on the outside, I don't know. But let's see what the archetype cards have to say to you. Wow. Okay. We seem to have 3. All right. We have 3. Starborn. We have 58 and 2. So 2, 3, and 58. All right, the father. Alongside the mother, the father resides in the central axis of the archetypal family. The father embodies both light and dark aspects of the masculine. Thus, he is infinitely dynamic and complex. His energy is strong and regal, embodying such virtues as honesty, wisdom, and loyalty. Yet, ironically and simultaneously, the father is often absent, literally or emotionally. Through absence or action, the father eventually reveals that he is neither a king nor a god, but a human being with many flaws and wounds. He is both the guardian and one who leaves us to the wolves. Here yet gone, the champion and the failure, the father can never resolve or escape this duality. It is inherent in the archetype itself. Witnessing the father's limitations allows the child to grow beyond the family and into the world, as painful as that may be. Okay. When light, supportive, strategic, regal, kind authority. When dark, disappearing, disappointing, devastated by failures. Read poems about the father. Sharon Olds' His Stillness, William Blake's Little Boy Lost. Become a student of this masculine energy. Watch the father in movies, in Shakespeare plays. See the father as a pattern, not as personal. All right, next we have the Starborn. The divine child, the star child, the destined. As an elusive and yet radiant aspect of the self, the starborn archetype points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives with each being at birth. The moment the newborn crowns, whether vaginally or surgically, the royal stars above are said to constellate in a unique shape that maps our path in the world. The idea of destiny is controversial, yet the starborn naturally feels a sense of destination and purpose, aiming itself toward a future that is beyond the mundane. When this card appears, travel back to your birth story for clues and insight. What did you desire when you were young? Practice seeing your life from a mythic point of view rather than as a series of logistics. Read the story of the three fates and envision yourself born under the stars with a unique destiny. When light, a light, trusting, vibrant, aimed. When dark, feeling of misalignment, loss of longing. That's interesting. Have your chart read. Study your constellated shape. Ask questions. What does the process conjure in you? Faith or mistrust? What would happen if you saw the galaxy as your ally? When this card appears, don't be surprised if you receive a surge of desire for a long-lost dream, one you haven't visited since childhood. Let this desire shake you up. Okay. I'm really curious about the nectar now. That is our next one. I read these completely out of order compared to how I laid them out. Sorry about that. The nectar, the medicine, the elixir of the garden. You are really on a healing journey, aren't you? In Hindu mythology, there is a miraculous substance known as amrit, or nectar, that contains infinite healing powers. What is it called in Greek gods? Ambrosia. Except that's supposed to make you into a god. All right, let's see. This golden nectar, or sacred elixir, is the drink of immortality. Oh, it is like ambrosia. And like its sister substance, soma, is known to activate subtle, intelligent forces that ease the mind, body, and spirit. Though esoteric, these images lead us to the central energy of this archetype, the sweet, potent, heavenly essence that lubricates our spirit back to life. The nectar card calls us to identify and relish in places, practices, people, and activities that regenerate and heal. Medicine is needed, and it comes in subtle forms you may be overlooking. Seek the most sensuous, fragrant flower in the garden you have forgotten. Don't underestimate this remedy. It is said that when someone has activated the substance within, it is reflected in their shimmering eyes. When light, glowing, relaxed, subtle illumination. When dark, fixation on fixing. Okay. Aggressive approach to healing. Yeah, you can't force healing. The nectar, the mystic, and Aletheia are cards linked. It is the mystic who, like Krishna, who turns poison into nectar, and it is truth that can often serve as a potent elixir for healing. Sense the nectar within you, dripping from the crown of the head and soothing the brain. Let it drip down the spine like sweet honey. All right. So from my personal perspective, I'm seeing a lot of cosmic energy here, so to speak. So the cosmic energy, of course, is not on the planet. It is coming down to us. It is a downward moving force. So in yin-yang theory, that makes it yang, okay? Yin energy is the earth. Yin energy is the upward force. You need both to stay alive. So I am just a little concerned that there may be a lack of grounding here. So that would be my only addition to this. It may be that right now your emphasis, your attention needs to be on the more cosmic forces. I don't know where you are at in your journey. If you have been very materially oriented, that could be what you need to rebalance. But eventually you do need to have both. In any case, I am wishing you all the best, and take care. Till next time.